How many of you here are a big fan of Robin Sharma? Oh, you can see. Good question. He wrote a lot of books, and he once said that change is hard at first, messy at middle, not this messy, and gorgeous at the end. Dear Toastmasters and guests, good evening. When the pandemic lockdown was announced in 2019, my company announced all of us to work from home. We are a company of 31,000 employees with more than 20, we are operating from 20 countries. So HR immediately come up with a process where if somebody wanted to return to office, they should send out an email to the reporting manager, attach their vaccination card, and he should approve it. And every country has a joint operation team who will review each and every request and approved it, because those early days were very messy. So it was a hectic process which involves a manual task where you have to raise from Excel, email and Excel. Seeing this as a product owner working for an application, we suggested a digitalized return to office process. So I was the product owner for it, and I proposed this to my CIO, and he said, okay, go ahead and take the confirmation from all the C-suite first. So it was my challenge to me to go and convince the C-suite, which is like your CEO, CIO, CFO, CHRO, and everyone. And I first we need to educate them what we are going to objectives. So we first divide the audience how we are going to communicate this. Our primary audience is our C-suite employees, like a joint operation teams and C-suites, because they are the one who is facing manual work, like reviewing it and approving it or not. And our secondary audience are like people who actually wanted to come to office, and they are reporting managers. People who wanted to hand over an asset, or they wanted to repair a laptop, or they want to join the company or leave the company. So there were occasions they wanted to join. And our third audience is people who are really working from office. They don't care. They're working from home. They don't care at all. So we prepared a change management plan, how we are going to convince them, onboard them to the process, and how we are going to make them adaptive to the process and following up. For me, the biggest challenge was convincing the HR department. The reason is HR has already proposed a process and we just went and overtake. So they are angry with us. And you know what? There is a saying in professional environment, they say that don't go to meeting with generals unless you have convinced their lieutenants. So if you convince their lieutenants, it is easy to go to meeting with general. So we tackled all of middle managers under the CHRO and convinced how this is going to be ease for them in terms of their operational activities. They convinced and they gave us a sign off to go ahead. My next challenge was the head of facilities of the organization. So very tough guy, even with 2 cadence calls with CIO, CEO and all, he was blasting us left and right in the meeting. And one point, my director and I had to jump into an argument with the head of facilities, saying what he proposed is wrong and what we did is correct. So he said, I will not give sign off for this. And the process back to manual process. The CIO said, okay, take the approval. I'm okay with, but I know because the facilities are the people who are going to approve it and take it. So we wanted to find how we are going to come out of this resistance, because whenever we introduce something, a change, you will see that people will resist for it. So how you should handle this? One thing is talk to them and how you can handle. So we did an analysis there. We found that we went through all his Facebook posts, LinkedIn posts, comments and everything, and realized that he is a ex-serviceman and a colonel retired from army and who's doing a PhD. This guy is a very hard, tough guy to convince. And he takes the ego to the max level. So we asked him, okay, Shahan, we want one meeting with you to propose this. And whatever he has said in all his previous meeting, we went through that, we rehearsed it, even we practiced until night 1 o'clock. how we are going to convince this guy. We wrote the script even, what are the words we are going to tell him. We didn't change anything in the process. We went ahead and showcased the same process, but we changed the words. Wherever it comes, we said, Shahan, this is the place you wanted to highlight. You insisted on this. And as you suggested, so we put all these kind of words to convince him. I said, yeah, this is the one I wanted. Go ahead. And I got the confirmation from them. So when we got that confirmation, the next challenge was us to prepare a communication plan, because you can't go and implement a change without communicating them. Even though we have 31,000 employees, out of that 90% are coming from IT background. If there is a small button that gets changed from left side to right side, you need to inform them. Hereafter, the button will be moved from left to right. So we had to communicate them. So based on the size of the change and the impact users, we prepared a change plan and a calendar on which date we are going to promote the teasers and how are we going to shoot out the promotions. When are we going to publish the learning materials, user guides. So we prepared everything, connecting with the communications team. So we prepared a change calendar and rolled out. So by this way, we identify the objectives of it, and we identify the goals of each and every audience, and we communicated to them, and we prepared a communication plan, how we are going to tackle them, how we are going to inform them. And whenever we are trying to deploy a change, people resist to it, and we had to find a way to come out of that resistance. Because as I said earlier, a change is always hard at first and messy in the middle and gorgeous at the second, gorgeous at the last. So, and a key importance in change management is to have an adaptation matrix to see how people are adapting to it. So these are the techniques that we used to prepare the change management plan and rolled out, and still that particular process is being used in our company. Thank you.